All right, let's get ready to kind of geek out a little bit on fitness today.
That was fun.
Yeah, we're doing a deep dive into the kind of like the brains behind the brawn, the theory behind how CrossFit workouts are programmed.
Okay.
So we've got Greg Glassman's template from the CrossFit Journal.
Right, right.
That's kind of like the OG blueprint for how they craft those famously varied and effective WODs, right?
Yeah.
The ones that leave you kind of wondering, like, how do they manage to make every workout so different
Totally.
and still get results? It's like,
Yeah. It's a question that I think speaks to the heart of what makes CrossFit so compelling.
yeah,
The apparent randomness is actually a very well-designed system. There's a method to the madness.
right. Okay, so let's break this down. So Glassman outlines two main workout patterns, right? 3 days on, 1 day off.
Yep.
And the more common, 5 days on, 2 days off.
Yes.
The 3-day split, I gotta say, that sounds pretty hardcore.
It definitely allows for a higher training volume, right? You got that fourth day to really recover.
Yeah.
But realistically, not all of us can structure our lives around a 3-day training cycle.
Right. I mean, I'm all for fitness, but I'm not quitting my day job just yet. So that 5-day pattern seems a bit more human-friendly.
Exactly. And the beauty of the 5-day pattern is that you can still get fantastic results.
Okay.
It's really all about consistency, even with a busier schedule.
That's reassuring to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into kind of the meat of these workouts.
Okay.
Glassman divides CrossFit into 3 core modalities, right? Or elements, as he calls them, M, G, and W.
Yeah.
What's fascinating about this is how these elements, like, they become the building blocks of any CrossFit workout, no matter how simple or complex.
Absolutely. You can think of them as kind of the primary colors of the fitness palette.
Okay.
So M stands for metabolic conditioning. Right. So your classic cardio, think running, rowing, even swimming.
Right.
It's all about pushing your cardiovascular system and building endurance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look.
I see where you're going with this. It's like you're building a workout from the ground up.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So that's M. What about G?
So G represents gymnastics or body weight movements.
Okay.
And this goes beyond just your basic, push-ups and sit-ups.
Yeah.
Think handstand push-ups, muscle-ups, ring dips,
Yeah.
movements that develop, strength, coordination, agility, and body control.
Okay.
But using just your own body weight as resistance.
So it's not just brute strength.
No.
It's about mastering your body in space.
Precisely, yeah.
Okay.
And that brings us to W, which stands for weightlifting. Your heavy hitters. So your deadlifts, your cleans, snatches, and presses.
Okay.
These exercises are designed to build raw strength and power.
All right. So I'm starting to see the big picture here. It's like you're combining these different fitness elements to create like a dynamic and well-rounded workout experience.
And that's exactly the point. But here's where it gets even more interesting.
Okay.
So the structure of the workout itself depends on how many of these modalities you incorporate.
Okay. I'm intrigued. So are you saying that you could have like a workout that's solely focused on like M or G or W or
Yes.
any combination of the 3?
Yeah, and those are what we call single element, 2-element, and 3-element days.
Okay.
Each of them has a unique purpose and feel.
Right.
So take single element days, for example. These are days 1, 5, and 9 in the cycle.
Okay.
So you might go for a long run on a single element M day.
Yeah.
Focus on perfecting your handstand push-ups on a G day, or hit a heavy deadlift on a W day.
Okay, so it's all about like going deep on one specific element, like refining a skill or pushing your limits in a particular area.
And because you're only focusing on one element, recovery isn't as much of a limiting factor.
Right.
You can really push yourself on these days without worrying about overtraining.
Got it. Now, what about those 2-element days? I'm guessing those are where things start to get a little more intense.
You could say that. These are typically structured as couplets, meaning you're pairing 2 exercises and you're performing them alternately.
Okay.
For 3 to 5 rounds, and the goal here is to complete the rounds as fast as possible. But there's more to it than just going all out from the start.
Oh, I bet. So it's not just about speed. There's a strategy involved.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
This is where the concept of task priority comes into play.
Okay.
So you have a fixed task.
Right.
Let's say 10 rounds of a handstand, push-up, and deadlift coupling.
Okay.
And your score is how fast you complete it. Now, managing your work rest intervals becomes crucial because as you fatigue, strategically pacing yourself and taking short breaks becomes essential to completing all the rounds.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. So it's like a mental game as much as it is physical.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, I'm almost afraid to ask, what are 3-element days like? I imagine those are the ultimate test.
Well, get ready to sweat. So 3-element days, they're triplets. So 3 exercises performed in a cycle for a set amount of time.
Okay.
Usually 20 minutes. And your score is based on how many rotations you complete within that time frame.
So instead of speed, it's about maximizing your work output in a set time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And here the focus shifts to time priority.
Okay.
You have 20 minutes. The task is to complete as many rounds of the triplet as possible.
Okay.
Now, managing work-rest intervals is less critical here because the exercises are typically a little bit lighter than on 2-element days. But the intensity comes from maintaining a fast pace for a sustained period.
So it's a different kind of challenge.
Absolutely.
But still incredibly demanding. I'm starting to see how these different workout structures, when combined with the 3 modalities, they create a system that constantly challenges you in new ways.
Yeah, that's a keen observation.
Yeah.
It's not just about lifting heavy or running fast. It's about building a broad range of physical skills and mental toughness.
Right.
But there's one more layer to this.
Okay, I'm all ears. What's this final piece of the puzzle?
Well, you see, the template is a guide, right?
Right.
It's a brilliant framework, but it's not a rigid set of rules. There's an art to programming these workouts.
Okay.
A nuance that goes beyond simply plugging exercises into a schedule.
I knew there had to be more to it. It's like baking,
Yes.
You can follow a recipe, but the real magic comes from the baker's touch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Glassman himself compares creating a great workout to composing a piece of art.
Really?
He says the best workouts have composition, symmetry, balance, theme, and character.
Hold on. We're talking about workouts as art now. I
Yeah.
never thought of it that way, but it's making more and more sense.
It's about more than just effectiveness.
Okay.
It's about crafting an experience. But before we get too deep into the artistic side of things, let's talk about how CrossFit uses feedback to shape its programming over time.
Okay.
After all, even the best artists, they need feedback to refine their craft.
That's true. So we've got this amazing template, right? This almost artistic approach to workout design.
Yeah.
But it's not just happening in a vacuum, is it? Like CrossFit's actually listening to its athletes.
Absolutely, yeah.
And improving its programming, right?
Feedback is crucial.
Yeah.
Think of it as a continuous feedback loop. So CrossFit HQ, they release programming. Athletes provide feedback on what worked, what was too challenging, what they enjoyed.
Yeah.
And that feedback is then used to fine-tune future workouts. It's a very dynamic process.
Right.
That ensures that the programming stays effective and engaging.
That makes so much sense. So it's not just a top-down approach. There's like a real dialogue happening between the programmers and the athletes.
Precisely, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's about creating a system that's responsive to the needs and the experiences of the people actually doing the workouts.
Okay, this is blowing my mind a little bit. I came into this thinking like CrossFit programming was just about stringing together like random challenging exercises.
Yeah.
But it's so much more nuanced than that.
Yeah.
It's strategic, it's responsive, it's almost, you said, artistic.
Yeah, I'm glad you're seeing the depth of it. And you know what's even more exciting? These principles aren't exclusive to CrossFit boxes.
Really?
You can absolutely apply these to your own training.
Yeah, okay.
Regardless of your fitness goals or your preferred style of workout.
Wait, really? So I can like steal the CrossFit playbook and use it for my own like fitness journey?
Well, borrow might be a better word than steal. But yes.
Yeah.
The principles are adaptable.
Okay.
So first, identify your goals. What are you aiming for? Are you aiming for strength gains, improved endurance, um, mastering a specific skill, or some kind of combination of everything?
Okay, goals first. Got it.
Yeah.
What's next?
Then consider those three modalities
Yeah.
that we discussed, right? The M, G, and W.
Yeah.
Um, and think about which activities or exercises within each category align with your goals,
Okay.
and crucially what you actually enjoy doing,
Yeah.
right? So you're not a fan of running.
Right.
We'll swap it out for swimming or cycling
Okay.
for your M element,
Got it.
right? You love pull-ups, but you hate burpees.
Mm.
We'll find another challenging body weight movement
Right.
for your G element.
So it's about customizing the framework to fit my own preferences and needs.
Exactly.
Okay.
Sustainability is key here.
Right.
If you're forcing yourself to do exercises you hate, you're less likely to stick with it
Of course.
long term.
Right.
So once you have a solid grasp of your goals and your preferred modalities,
Yeah.
you can start piecing together your weekly plan
Okay.
using Glassman's workout structures.
Okay. So for example, I could have a single element M day where I go for like a long bike ride,
Yeah.
followed by like a 2 element GW day pairing, like pull-ups with deadlifts.
Yeah.
And then maybe finish the week with like a really challenging 3 element day for like a total body workout.
Yeah. You're getting it.
Yeah.
And remember, this is just a starting point.
Right.
The beauty of this system really lies in its flexibility.
Okay.
You can adjust the intensity, the volume, and even the specific exercises
Right.
to match your current fitness level and how your body feels.
This is making me rethink my entire approach to working out.
Yeah.
It's like having a secret weapon for designing effective workouts.
Think of it as a roadmap,
Okay.
not a rigid set of rules.
Okay.
Experiment, listen to your body, and make adjustments as you go.
Yeah.
What works for one person might not work for another,
Right.
and what
Yeah.
works for you today might need tweaking a few weeks down the line.
Okay.
Yeah.
So even someone like completely new to structured training could use this template.
Absolutely, yeah. Don't be intimidated by the complexity. Everyone starts somewhere.
Right.
Begin with simpler exercises, lower intensity,
Right.
and then gradually increase the challenge as you get fitter and stronger.
This is so empowering. It's like taking control of my own fitness destiny.
Yeah.
But I have to admit, after learning about all these intense workouts, I'm feeling a little intimidated.
I understand that feeling.
Yeah.
The idea of pushing your limits can be daunting.
Yeah.
But remember, the beauty of this template is that it can be scaled
Right.
to
Yeah.
any fitness level. You don't have to start by doing handstand push-ups
Right.
and deadlifting, hundreds of pounds.
Yeah.
It's about finding the right level of challenge
Okay.
for you right now.
That's a good point. It's not about comparing myself to elite athletes. It's about setting my own personal goals and working towards them consistently.
Precisely, yeah. It's about celebrating your own progress, however big or small.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe one day you'll surprise yourself with what you're capable of.
Huh. We'll see about that. But seriously, I'm so inspired by this whole concept of intentional workout design.
Yeah.
It takes the guesswork out of training. It makes the entire fitness journey feel more strategic and purposeful.
That's the power of understanding the principles behind successful programming.
Yeah.
You're no longer just going through the motions. You're actively shaping
Right.
your fitness experience.
I feel like we've just scratched the surface of this topic. There's so much to explore here.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah.
It means there's always more to learn.
Yeah.
More ways to challenge yourself, more opportunities to discover what your body is truly capable of.
Yeah. When we started talking about workouts as art, I thought it was a bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
But now I'm starting to get it. So if we go back to that analogy, What are some of the elements that make a truly beautiful workout?
Yeah.
Like what should we strive for when designing our own training plans?
That's a question worth pondering. It's about finding that sweet spot
Yeah.
where challenge meets enjoyment,
Okay.
where physical exertion becomes a form of self-expression.
Okay, I'm hooked. Let's dive into that. All right, so let's pick up where we left off, exploring this whole idea of workouts as art. I'm really curious to unpack what makes a workout truly beautiful. Like something you'd want to frame and hang on your wall.
I love that image, and it's not as far-fetched as it sounds. Remember those elements that Glassman mentioned: composition, symmetry, balance, theme, and character. Let's see how those translate from the canvas to the gym floor.
Okay, composition first. So I get how that works in a painting, but how does it apply to a workout?
Think of it as the flow of the workout.
Yeah.
It's about sequencing exercises and modalities in a way that feels logical and engaging.
Yeah.
Um, so instead of just randomly throwing exercises together, you're intentionally creating a journey
Okay.
from warm up to cool down,
Yeah.
with each movement kind of building on the previous one.
So it's like a good story. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end
Exactly.
with a clear arc of intensity and challenge.
Exactly. And just like a good story, a well-composed workout,
Yeah.
it keeps you engaged and motivated
Right?
from start to finish.
Okay.
Next, we have symmetry, which
Um,
in this context means balance.
okay, balance. Balance makes sense. You don't want to overwork one muscle group and neglect others.
Right. It's
Right.
about ensuring that your workout is targeting multiple muscle groups and energy systems. So think pushing and pulling movements, upper body and lower body, um, strength and cardio.
Good.
A symmetrical workout leaves you feeling balanced and
Mhm.
strong,
Yeah.
not lopsided and sore.
Right. That's a good feeling to aim for. So we've got composition and symmetry. What about theme?
This is where you can get really creative.
All right.
So in art, a theme gives the work of art a central idea or message.
Yeah.
In a workout, it could be a specific focus or goal, something that guides your exercise choices.
So for example, like my theme for the week could be explosive power.
Yes.
Or full body endurance, and that would kind of dictate the types of exercises that I choose.
Precisely. Having a theme provides a framework
Okay.
for your workout. It helps you narrow down your options and ensure that everything is aligning with your overall goal.
Right. That's really helpful. It's like having like a filter
Yes.
for choosing the right exercise. Okay, so we're down to character. This one feels a little bit more abstract.
It is, yeah, but it's also what makes a workout truly unique.
Okay.
Think of it as the personality or the vibe
Uh,
of the workout. Some workouts are gritty and intense.
Right. Yeah.
Others are more playful and exploratory.
So just like different genres of art, workouts can have different feels.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like some might be like heavy metal, while others are more like smooth jazz.
Exactly. And it's about finding what resonates with you.
Yeah.
What motivates you to push yourself.
Right.
Some people thrive on competition and high intensity challenges, while others prefer a more mindful flow state experience.
Wow, this is opening up a whole new world of workout possibilities.
Yeah.
It's not just about checking boxes and hitting numbers. It's about finding workouts that speak to your soul.
And that's when fitness becomes more than just a chore. It becomes a form of self-expression. It's
Yeah.
about exploring your physical potential and discovering what your body is truly capable of.
This has been such an eye-opening conversation. It's incredible how much thought and intentionality can go into something as seemingly simple as a workout.
It's a reminder that fitness is more than just reps and sets. It can be a journey of self-discovery, a creative outlet, and a source of deep personal satisfaction.
I'm feeling so inspired to apply these principles to my own training.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling we've only just scratched the surface of this topic.
We have. There's a whole universe of knowledge out there waiting to be explored. But for now, I encourage you to take what we've discussed and start experimenting. Play with different exercises, structures, themes, and see what works for you, what challenges you, and what brings you joy.
I'm on it. And to all our listeners out there, we encourage you to do the same. Don't be afraid to get creative, to push your boundaries, and to make your workouts a reflection of who you are and what you want to achieve.
Beautifully said. Remember, fitness is a journey, not a destination. Enjoy the process, celebrate your progress, and never stop exploring.
That's the perfect note to end on. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the art and science of CrossFit programming. We'll catch you next time for another insightful exploration.